Hello. I came across this video and I personally thought it warranted a response. Well, let's break this down. Please do not send any hate or anything to the person who made this video. Thank you.
Well, didn't think I'd be covering this topic again. However, Avery was interested in my opinions on alternative vehicle safe spaces in Mogi and war settings. To be honest with you, I'm not sure how accurate my opinion is on this subject since I don't really play competitively anymore, but I used to be in clans and in the Rise and Fall lounge, so I'll talk about my experience first. Back when I was in clans and in Rise and Fall, there was a constant stigmatism of alternate vehicles. In October, I asked my teammates if I could war on standard bike, since I'd been trying to learn it recently, and they didn't let me. The reason was that it's quote-unquote unviable, and that really begs the question, why?
Well, luckily enough, I know why they didn't let you. Using an unviable combo that you probably had little experience on is why people say no. People using combos that disrupt the speed of competitive gameplay is why they are looked down upon, except for very extreme cases, such as Bob and Toki. But still, they can't break gold without using bikes.
The spectrum of viability in lounge and clans is limited to only the two most used vehicles in the game. Now, a mock bike and flame runner have really good speed stats. I can't say I fault anyone for using them, but the power of the standard bike is often overlooked. That bike destroys on Sherbet Land and Chagai Beach and can even put up a decent fight on Delfino Square and Mario Raceway. Its good off-road and good acceleration give it that edge over Flamer and Mock Bike, since while yes, those two vehicles are technically faster overall, the standard bike still has the advantage with its better acceleration. But it seems like if something is given outside drift, it doesn't matter how good its stats are, it's still quote-unquote unviable. However, I'm proposing that maybe those vehicles are perceived that way since that's what's been told to us since 2008. So people haven't been able to get as good with those vehicles in lounge since they've been unviable since 2008.
The overall power of a bike is what matters most. This is why you don't see people maining Magic Cruiser or Dolphin Dasher. This is simply because they are only viable on two tracks. And no, it does not destroy. Long straights and tight lines exist, which makes it a bit unviable, still on their main tracks. And also, the luck factor exists where you can still not get first because of such items as blue shells and shocks. If you were to say that acceleration is something to consider, you would see a lot more quack remains, but of course that's not true. Being told something and something being proven are two completely different things. People like Bob have been playing with carts for far longer than some of the high tier players who still play this game. To wrap up this point, it's not that we've been told that they're unviable, it's just the fact that they are not.
Shooting Star is one of the best vehicles in the game, especially for online, but no lounge players use it at all. Why? Why is this vehicle unviable? Its stats are really close to the Flamer, but yet it doesn't get to compete? That's stupid.
The Shooting Star has great stats, yes. But inside drifting allows for tighter, more precise lines. Take DK Mountain for example. Outside drifting makes you have to slow down to under drift speed, while for inside drift, you can go above that speed and still take a very tight line. This time loss alone is what makes Shooting Star not viable. Also, stats do not make up for outside drifting.
This is why places like Kart Lounge have to exist. When you push vehicles away without giving them a chance to use it in competitive settings, they have to go off and find alternative places to compete. And when you don't allow karters into your clans, they have to find other karting clans, like the disbanded MX and the 7K clan. And note how I said the disbanded MX clan. This isn't a new thing. MX was a clan back in 2012, and they were one of the only karting clans around. Or how about the Underused Vehicle Wars? UV was a team back from 2011 to about 2013, and as far as I'm concerned, they were probably the only clan using shooting stars or bit bikes in wars. And watching those wars is still super fun to this day, even the ones without Skype calls. God, that really dates this, doesn't it? Fucking Skype, dude. That really dates it. Like we're going back to Skype ages. But watching those wars is still cool, because all you see in clan wars is just funky bikes. So whenever you see someone bust out the Zip Zip or Sugar Scoot in a war, it's fucking cool. I definitely recommend watching some of Astrostar and Madevilia's old UV wars. They're still super interesting to watch even to this day. That's for my thoughts on
clans that main these vehicles are also hard to come by, for two reasons. One, there are a very small group of people that play with these combos. And two, most people are interested in what will give them the most success, and I don't even need to say what brings that. It's not cool when someone busts out one of those combos simply because it's a sign of disrespect from the opponent because they're beating you by so much. But whatever, you do you. Yes, let's overhype basic wars from the past and completely overlook incredible gameplay from some of the best clans ever, right?
Alternative vehicle safe spaces. Now, I don't like the concept generally, but if these vehicles are not allowed to compete in regular lounge, there should be a place where they can play competitively. So I do think these should exist. But the problem is that people treat something like Kart Lounge as a joke. People will just go onto an FFA and start lol karting without really trying, and it sucks. This is why I left the Kart Lounge pretty much as soon as I joined. I played one race in a 2v2 and then left forever. Why? Because if people aren't going to take it seriously, then there's no point in racing competitively against them. I really think Kart Lounge should look at who's entering. I think the only people who should be allowed in there is people who genuinely want to kart. Even if they're just beginners, that's still better than people who have no business being there in the first place.
Kart Lounge is, or was for that matter, something on the side that is fun for a week, then people get over it. If you want to have select people in that lounge, have fun having a dead lounge. One thing that we should not do as a community is kick people out for just simply trying to have fun, as long as they're following the rules. Following the rules is what is most important here. Alright, back to the point. Obviously, they're not going to take it seriously because it's not competitive. Not sure if you're just too dense or stupid. If you only have a select group of people, again, dead lounge incoming. A solution to this is just having smaller friend rooms with these smaller clans, and once people leave and play other games, then there's not going to be really much of an option for you except just to time trial and play worldwides. For a final note, karting takes a lot of dedication. It's not the easiest thing to do and gives little reward in the end for hours upon hours of practice. This is mainly why you see the best karter playing Mario Kart Wii only silver and lounge. Being aware of the viability of vehicles is really important when playing competitive, because it can give you that slight edge over the competition and hopefully win. But if you play the game casually, go for what you like the best, and most importantly, have fun with it. Thank you.